Alright, so today we're looking at the laws of indices. Alright, so our focus will be looking at when we are to add, what are the conditions, when we are to subtract, multiplication, division, exponential, and the rest of them. Okay, so let's start with the first law, law 1. First law we want to look at now is when we have a base with a figure and we have same base with another figure, what do we do? Now for law 1 says when the bases are the same, and you are expected to find the product, add the index. I'll say that again. Alright, when the bases are the same, you can say we have A here and A here, the bases are the same, and you have to find the product, that's multiplication. Do what? Add the what? The powers, which is the index. So that means it's going to be A3 plus 4, which will give us A raised to power 7. Alright, another example says when I have 5 raised to power 2 times 5 raised to power, let's say 8, it's going to be 5 raised to power what? 2 plus 8, which is 5 raised to power 10. Similarly, if I have let's say t raised to power let's say for instance 5 multiplied by t raised to power, and there's no number written. Now when there's no number written, it is assumed that there's 1 there, so it's going to be t raised to power 5 plus 1, which is t raised to power 6. When there's no index physically written, it means that what is there is 1. Okay, then also we have t raised to power, let's say when there's nothing written times t, there's nothing written, so it means t 1 plus 1, which is t raised to power 2, t squared. Do you get that now? There are other major ones, examples, but I don't want to do that in this introduction. This is just introduction. Alright, so let's go to law 2. Law 2. Remember, law 1 says when you have something, a base, to be multiplied with the same base, it says do b plus c. Add the index. Add the index. Law 2 says when you have this to be divided by this, find the difference. Alright, take away this from this. When you have multiplication, do what? Add. When you have division, subtract. So let's take examples. So example 1, I have a raised to power 3 divided by a raised to power 2. What do we have? That's a raised to power 3 minus 2, which is a raised to power 1. Now we can't leave our answer like this. Our answer is A. Second example, 5 raised to power 2 divided by 5. What do we do? That's 5 raised to power what? 2 minus 1. Then 5 raised to power 1, which is 5. Another example, I have, let's say, t raised to power 5 divided by t. What do we do? That means t raised to power 5 minus 1, which is t raised to power 4. And the last one, I have t divided by t. That means I have t 1 minus 1, which is t raised to power 0. This brings us to our next law. Are we supposed to leave our answer like this? No. If you leave it like this, it's still correct, but it's not simplified. If you are asked to simplify, this is not simplified yet. So what do? That takes us to our next law. So when I take the next law, I'm going to tell you what to do. Let me take the next law. Okay? Let me take the next law, law 3. It's called the zero index. The law says when you have a base raised to power 0, it's equal to 1. When you have t raised to power 0 equals to 1. When you have 5 raised to power 0 equals to 1. When you have 10 raised to power 0 equals to 1. When any base that has a power of 0, the answer is supposed to be 1. Having said that, now let's finish up this. That means we're going to have our answer to be 1. Do you understand that now? Now, in the next video, I'll show you another law. Okay, so do you understand what I've said so far? To quickly summarize, law 1, which is multiplication of similar bases. Multiplication of similar bases. When you have to multiply two bases and they are similar, add the index or power. Law 2, division. When you have to divide two bases that are similar, find the difference of the index. Then law 3 says when any base has a power of 0, the answer becomes 1. See you in the next video.